No, this was here at Days Bay. Williams Park. Matiu Intermediate School have arrived over there. There's a bunch of kids here. There's the first lot that went swimming, that's the one, Wainui or Martin here, and now there's this bunch here. And we don't know if we're going to go, they're going on the ferry with us, we don't know. Come to Eastbourne, Days Bay Wharf, isn't it? Last week of school and they're clearly allowed to come. All the schools have arrived, but I don't think they're going on the ferry, fortunately. Look, then again, it looks like a whole heap of school kids on top of this ferry. Excellent. Yeah, school kids. So that's our ferry coming behind there. That's alright. At least we know. Steps. Lowering of the air tank. It's done. Just boarded and it's already rocking. Oh man, I don't do boats. Oh gee. Oh man, let's sit down, eh? Get a vibration here. I might have to face the other way though, I don't go backwards either. My childhood spewy days will come back.
morning everyone, my name is Ben, I'm a summer ranger here on Matiu, Soames Island. The island itself is a scientific and historic reserve and we've been mammalian and predator free since 1989. It's really cool, helps us look after all of our friends up on this wall, and we like to keep them extra safer by checking everyone who comes on the island on this wall. So rats, mice, plant material, and especially insects like the Argentine ant. So if you bought a bag with you today, what I'll get you to do is just open it up and unpack it until you can see the bottom, have a feel around in the corners and check anything so it might have.
Matiu, Soames Island is the largest of 3 islands in the northern half of the Wellington Harbour. And Matiu and nearby Makaro Islands were named by Kupe, who is a famous Polynesian explorer, in honour of 2 of his daughters. In 1839, Matiu Island was assumed by the New Zealand Company, along with much of Greater Wellington, and the island was renamed Soames after Joseph Soames, the company's deputy governor and financier at the time. Soames remained the island's name for the next 150 years. And Soames Island is the former site of military and quarantine internments, as well as an animal quarantine. It is now a predator-free Department of Conservation, Historic and Scientific Reserve. In 1872, the immigrant ship, the England, had 16 passengers die from an outbreak of disease on the ship, so the vessel was required to hoist the yellow quarantine flag. But here on Soames, with no actual facilities to accommodate for the influx of people, quarters were hastily constructed but sparsely furnished with bunks and tables. After 6 weeks, passengers deemed fit were able to leave, but those that had died were buried here. For the next 47 years, other ships brought passengers that needed to quarantine due to whooping cough, typhoid fever, measles, mumps, influenza and smallpox. Other immigrants would spend just 10 minutes being fumigated in a smokehouse of chlorine, potassium nitrate and sulfur to delouse them. The 45 people buried here on Soames Island are mostly immigrants from the 1870s, but in 1970 their overgrown gravestones were removed and replaced with one large memorial, and 4 old original headstones have been placed next to the memorial. Soames Island was last used as a quarantine station between 1918 and 1920 during the influenza pandemic, but it did little to ward off the spread of the virus, and the station closed a year later and never reopened. Weeding. Visitor centre, toilets, education house, and a whare. A house, a Māori house. The 2 Māori pā on the island were used mostly for people who came to retreat in times of war. The army placements, that's barracks, it says barracks. Okay, finally. No dead ones. I think they said it was predator free. I mean, why? Okay, we'll probably We hope to see that, don't we? Ooh, what's that one? Oh, this is her. We haven't seen the lighthouse yet. Oh man, get lost, don't we? Lovely views. Minutes away. Oh, thank you, mister. Oh, what's that smell? Oh, yeah, that was 2 minutes. You're going to be kidding me. 30 seconds. Oh. This is the lighthouse. By the late 1850s, Wellington Harbour had become a busy port, which now required a light for safe navigation into the harbour. So, Matiu Soames Island became New Zealand's first inner harbour lighthouse. The original light wasn't bright enough, so was replaced in 1900, so the light was able to be seen further out at sea. A tramway was used to haul fuel and other supplies up to the lighthouse from the beach below. Wherever we go, there's always stairs. Can't avoid them in our lives. During World War I, the island was still being used for quarantining animals, but was used to imprison around 300 enemy aliens too, mostly Germans, who New Zealand considered a threat. In 1915, 2 prisoners escaped from the island by swimming to Petone, and in 1918, 4 men escaped on a raft of wood and oil drums for buoyancy, landing at Nauronga. Then, during World War II, heavy anti-aircraft gun emplacements were built, but were never used in wartime. Germans, Italians and Japanese were held here, and 3 men escaped by stealing the caretaker's boat, only to be recaptured when hunger forced them out to buy food. And there's the lighthouse. Okay. Hey, not scared, are you? Hey, good on you. Where the barracks were, wasn't it? Oh, that visitor centre. Hay shed, recreation room. Junk room. Ah, the quarantine. Quarantine. For over 100 years, and until 1995, Soames Island served as an animal quarantine station. Dogs, cattle, sheep, red deer, llama, and other livestock arrived from all over the world. The animals were kept on the island until given a clean bill of health. Not open. No? How do you learn about it then? We're rushing to catch the ferry. It's due in 10 minutes? 12 minutes? We're gonna make it easily, Bobby. These panic stations. I don't think Ashley Bloomfield will be on this one though. He was going across to Wellington, Queen's Wharf, with his bike. This entranceway is called Tane Te Waiora, after the Māori god of flora and fauna, Tane Mahuta. The artist incorporated penguins, a shark, orca, and an octopus to showcase the fauna that we have here. Here it comes. Hey Bobby. We made it easily, because it's late. 5 minutes late, isn't it? So we were going to sit on this one. It's full. It's full, man. Let's go. Follow the crowd. Signs. It's so full, the ferry. Full up top, full down bottom. Stuck at the bottom of the stairs, aren't we? Ferry. Look how busy it is here. It's crazy. My mother brought my eldest son here back in 1996 when he was about 13, but not a lot has changed except that my son picked up a gull's egg. That would be unheard of today.